For 42 years of my priesthood, I have tried to treat people with mercy, love, and patience. 23 of those years have been with you here, members of Church of the Resurrection, and ideally I've treated you with mercy, love, and patience. I've had successes, and I have had failures. I am just like every other human, male or female. We are all called to be Good Samaritans, and perhaps after the events of this past week, more so than ever. We get the strength to answer that call from the word of Jesus Christ and his Eucharistic body and blood. It is Christ himself who will help us, who became a companion to us on our journey of life the day each of us was baptized. My theology of the church and Christ has changed because I have changed in the 42 years of my vocation. All seminary training comes down to how the church interprets loving God and loving neighbor, and that Catholic Church interpretation has evolved to over 1,500 laws. What is important is the spirit of the law and how we live that spirit. The spirit of this parish is great. You, the people, are the spirit, founded upon 100 families on July 12, 1983. Our birthday will be this Tuesday to the day and date. You are Church of the Resurrection. This building houses up for worship and for spiritual renewal, since one priest cannot visit close to 2,400 family homes every weekend to say Mass. This building is our visible sign to the New Albany community of who we are. Our neighborhoods and our workplaces are the visible locations of where we live, what we do here in Ritual. The parish is changing because I am retiring. I've been looking forward to this for several years. I made the announcement public 6 months ago, and now my final liturgy with you as pastor. How to summarize 23 years as your pastor? Well, I've seen couples get married, have families, have the kids grow, and go away and become empty nesters and grandparents. I can review all the bulletin letters I have written. I can look at all the sacramental record books. I can reflect on how you have touched me and how I have touched you. You have challenged, questioned, loved, and prayed for me. We have prayed together in 2 buildings. We have partied together on many occasions. We have seen changes in our campus, in New Albany, in Columbus, and in the diocese. We have mentored seminarians and 1 new priest. We have given 2 deacons and a 3rd one to the diocese. And ideally, 2 seminarians behind me will come to priesthood in the next decade. We have laughed and cried. We have rejoiced in our blessings, and we have divided the sorrows of those struck with tragedy. Most of you are good and holy people, but something happens when you sign up to become a greeter or usher. Have you ever noticed, especially during the academic year when we have Word of God, that the person bringing down the offertory basket is the shortest child around? That's deliberate. Don't tell Father Jim, but please continue the tradition, all right? Give him a few more years. For the first time in our parish, in the history of our parish, we've been able to make a healthy transition. There's been time to adjust for you and for me, with tears and joy and many lasts. Christmas, Lent, Holy Week, Easter, First Communions. I depart from my spiritual home of 23 years. I shall return. I shall be buried from this parish when I get called home to the resurrection of Jesus Christ, and I'll be there in a casket on the floor. I will ideally be back for other events related to my availability and to Father Jim's permission and invitation. And I invite you to welcome him when he resides here next week and wear your name tags. You only have one face to remember. He will have close to 1,900 faces every weekend. I let go of administration to do the rituals for which I was ordained to do, taking in my heart tons of memories of ordained ministry, most of which have come from you, the people of God, of Church of the Resurrection Parish. In your programs inside the back cover, there are a couple pictures of me, but down at the bottom of the page is a quote from my most favorite hymn called Now We Remain, and the quote says, "Now we remain with Jesus the Christ." Now you remain. Thank you.
My soul.